What's up, guys? This is part 2 of my Visual Basic series, and in this video, like I said, I'm going to be covering variables, okay? Now, variables in programming are no different than they are in, math class, okay? If I write in math x equals 5, okay, I realize that, it's understood that x stands for this value 5, and I can use x later on, if I say 5x, I know that that x sort of stands in place for the 5, and I would evaluate that as 25. Well, it's really no different in programming. You just have to understand that in programming, there's different types of variables for different types of information, okay? You need the right type of variable to hold certain kinds of information. Now, there's a few different types of variables, but there's really only 4, okay, that you need to know. 99%, of programs, and I'm not even exaggerating here, are going to only use these 4 types, okay? There's others which exist, but these are really only for, that exception, right? Most of the time, 99% of the time, you're going to be using one of these 4 variables, okay? So let me just explain what these variables are, and then I'm going to show you how to create these variables in Visual Basic and initialize a value. So the first type of variable and the easiest is called a Boolean, and don't let the name fool you. This is the easiest of the 4. A Boolean, okay, just means a true or false. This is a variable which contains either true or false. That's it. Real simple. The next type of variable is called an integer, and I'm sure we've all heard of integers. An integer simply holds a whole number, all right, negative, positive, negative or positive whole number, okay, and that's it. Sometimes when an integer isn't enough, you need a more precise number, you're going to use a double, and a double is just a decimal number, okay? And finally, there is a string, which we sort of saw in Hello World, and this just simply holds text, okay? It can hold, a sentence, a word, a single character, okay, a space, a period, whatever. And those are the 4 variables that you need to know. Okay, that's it. So let me show you how we create and set values to variables in Visual Basic. Okay, what we're going to use is the keyword dim. Okay, dim. This stands for dimension, or create this variable, okay? So you're going to write dim, and then you're going to give the variable a name, okay? I'm going to do a string variable first, okay? So I'm going to say dim. I'm going to call this variable my name. And then we're going to use another keyword, as, and then we declare what type of variable we want this to be. I said before this is going to be a string, so I'm going to declare this as a string variable, and that's it. Now we have the variable my name. It is a string variable. Now right now it's empty, and we need to set a value to this variable, okay? And we do this, again, the same as math class, right? We're going to use the variable name, my name, is equal to, and then we set the string. And like I said before, strings are always in quotes, so I'm going to quotes my name equals Anthony. Done. Now we have a variable, my name. It is a string variable, and it contains the value Anthony right now, okay? Just as a shortcut, right? Oftentimes when you create a variable, you want to initialize it with a value. And you can save some time by initializing the value in the same line that you dimension or declare or whatever. So what you do up here is right after you declare the type, you simply hit equals, and then you can just do it up here. Okay, so here, okay, that accomplishes the same as that. So this line does all 3, right? It creates the variable, describes the type, and sets it equal to a value. Okay, and that would be the string variable. All right, I'll show you real fast the other variables. Let's say a dim age. This is something you could use as an integer, equal to 18, okay? Dim, let's say balance, as a double. We want, a balance in like a bank account or something. We'll say, I don't know, $1,337.50. And finally the Boolean, dim, we'll call this yes underspace no, as Boolean, and we can set this equal to false. And those are the different variables for you, okay? We now know the different types, and we know how to create those variables in Visual Basic. And that's really all there is to this video. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to sort of use and manipulate sort of variables and how you can have them interact with each other. But for this video, that's really all there is to it. 4 different variables, dim statements, we're good. So thanks for watching. Again, rate, comment, subscribe, whatever. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or comment. And I will see you guys in the next video.